Welcome back to AG Chelsea TV, your go-to home for the hottest and most exciting updates on the Blues. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest content. Chelsea receive Axel Disasi offer. According to Chelsea News, Nicolas have made an offer worth £17.3 million for Chelsea defender Axel Disasi. The 27-year-old has slipped down the pecking order over recent times, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see him head out the exit door for a new challenge somewhere else. He joined his current club back in 2023 but hasn't been able to make the impact he would have wanted to. The France international, who has made 5 caps for his country to date, has made 61 appearances for Chelsea in all competitions to date, 17 of which came last term. He was loaned out to Aston Villa last January to get some game time under his belt. He went on to play 10 games during his time at Villa Park before heading back to London for pre-season. Disasi rose up through the academy at Paris FC and was a regular for them at various different youth levels before breaking into their first team as a youngster. Spells at Stade de Reims and as Monaco then followed on for him in League One. He was a hit with the latter and made 129 outings, finding the net on an impressive 12 occasions from the back, before he decided to make the switch over to England when the Blues came calling for his signature. Disasi has missed the chance to join another team in England now. The window shut on Monday, meaning he would have to wait until January to find a club in the same country. Therefore, going abroad seems his best bet now. Chelsea in talks to terminate Sterling contract. Team Talk revealed that Sterling was one of 7 players Chelsea were hoping to offload before the transfer window closed on Monday evening. Sources confirmed to us that he was on Fulham's list of targets. Fulham previously expressed interest in Sterling after learning he was available for transfer at £20 million. However, no such move happened as Fulham and other potential suitors were put off by the forward's wage demands. Sterling currently earns a whopping £300,000 a week at Chelsea and does not want to take a huge pay cut when joining his next club. According to Football Insider, Chelsea are discussing ripping up Sterling's deal 2 years early to end the saga once and for all. By letting the former England international become a free agent, Chelsea would be helping him potentially secure a Premier League move next. But Maresca's side would have to pay Sterling big money to terminate his contract. The report claims such a process could cost Chelsea anywhere between £10 minus 20 metres, which is similar expenditure to a new signing in some cases. Alternatively, a club from abroad could rescue Sterling. Indeed, the transfer window remains open in Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Mexico and Portugal. Victor Osimhen was saved last summer after finding himself out of Napoli's squad, and a Turkish club could rescue Sterling this time around. The 30-year-old does not appear keen on moving to Saudi Arabia, but such clubs have the best chance of meeting his wage demands. If no exit can be agreed, then the Times report that Sterling will be forced to train with Chelsea's reserves until the window reopens in January. Chelsea confirm UEFA Champions League squad. Chelsea have announced the Champions League squad for the group phase. It comes after a summer of attempting to comply with UEFA squad balancing restrictions. Additional enforced rules were placed on Chelsea and Aston Villa after a failure to meet financial regulations last season. Chelsea were not only fined £27 million, which could rise to over £60 million, but had other constraints applied as well. The club had to ensure that they came out positive on changes made to their A list from the squad submitted for the knockout stages of the Conference League. It is a complex situation, but in simple terms, means transfers such as Noni Madueke and Kiernan Dewsbury Hall counted towards their balance, but Armando Broja and Renato Vega did not, as they were not part of the squad. Chelsea have had to be careful over how much they spend, not because they would breach UEFA's rules, but because they could leave themselves unable to register certain new signings. After spending heavily on Alejandro Garnacho, Estevão Willian, Liam Delap, Joao Hato, Joao Pedro, Jamie Gittins, and Dario Esugo, there was plenty to add and nobody wants to miss out. Squads had to be sent to UEFA along with shirt numbers, birthdays, nationalities, and also club doctors. The deadline was on Tuesday night, just one day after the transfer window closed. Chelsea have been drawn against Bayern Munich, Karabag, Atalanta, and Napoli away from home in the upcoming 8-match, 32-team league phase. They will play Benfica, Ajax, Barcelona, and Paphos at Stamford Bridge. Rio Ferdinand said Chelsea made the signing of the summer. One of Chelsea's signing has been lauded as one of the best signings of the summer transfer window after getting off to a strong start at Stamford Bridge. Pedro has scored twice in 3 Premier League games for Chelsea since arriving on a £60 million deal in the summer, and Enzo Maresca will be delighted with the Brazilian's early impact. There were some huge signings this summer, including Liverpool spending more than £200 million combined on Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz, while Arsenal splashed big on the likes of Victor Gyökeres, Martin Zubimendi and Eberechi Eze. But according to Rio Ferdinand, Pedro might be the best signing of the summer when it comes to the best value for money. I think Pedro is going to be the best value, Joao Pedro at Chelsea, out of all the summer transfers, he told his YouTube channel. I think he's a great mix and a great addition to the Chelsea squad. He can play centre forward. He can play as a 10, I see him as a little bit of an 8/10 in the team. I think he's a really good addition. Pedro made an excellent start to life at Chelsea after scoring twice immediately during a Club World Cup clash with Fluminense. Speaking after that game, Enzo Maresca said, "We knew against a low block that Joao was going to help us because he has quality in the last third against teams that defend deep. He showed today how good he is, but it's just the beginning. We knew already how good Joao is. Today, he was playing a little deep, and we know how good he is at dropping and linking with his teammates. He is very good technically in small spaces, and that's why we decided to bring him here." Jackson unhappy with fans' criticism. It is tough to play for top clubs, no matter how talented you are. Some thrive under that pressure and others shrink under the microscope. That is part of being a professional footballer at the highest level. In the age of social media, fan criticism has multiplied. Unfortunately, it looks like one Chelsea player was not happy with what some of the supporters thought about his performances in the royal blue jersey. As reported by the Chelsea Chronicle, Simon Phillips has claimed on C. Phillips Talks Chelsea that Jackson felt that the fan criticism he was receiving was too much. As a result of that and the pressure of being the Blues' main striker, the Senegalese striker became unhappy. Well, there is certainly a discussion to be had about whether fan criticism is having a negative impact on players in the age of social media. That being said, it is hard to think of a way things can be changed. This is just the reality of modern football. Of course, things are not expected to get easier at Bayern Munich. One could argue that the pressure to deliver is even higher there, but due to the lack of competition, they end up being successful more often than not. Also, Jackson won't be the main striker for Bayern Munich. They already have Harry Kane for that role, and the Senegalese striker is expected to be the cover option for the Englishman. Bayern Munich have an obligation to buy included in the loan deal, but then, so did Chelsea when it came to Jadon Sancho, and we all know how that played out. So, until a move is official, nothing can be taken for granted. That's all for today from AG Chelsea TV. Thanks for watching, Blues fans. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you'll always be the first to catch the latest Chelsea news and updates. See you in the next video.